The second chapter of the Boruto timeskip has made it quite clear that Boruto is stronger than Code and Kawaki, and if they want to beat him, they will have to form a temporary alliance, because it is quite clear that Boruto is on a whole different level. This type of power is the type of power you awaken after being chased and not eating burgers for 3 years. As this chapter is full of chaos, starting with the cover. This chapter's cover is Sarada, and at first it wasn't really my favorite cover, but the more I kept seeing it, the more I liked it. I love the brick wall and the red and black. I think that color scheme goes perfectly. The title is Tree and the subtext is inside of the memories is ... This is very interesting, and a lot of people didn't notice what Kishimoto was trying to set up with the future, as this title tells us exactly what Kishimoto wants us to focus on, and it's the Tentails and the Claw Grimes that Code has created. But we are going to be discussing this a little later in the video, as we continue right where we left off. The surprise invasion as part of a revenge plan from Kara's remnant, Code. Amidst the chaos in Konoha, he suddenly appears. That he is Boruto, and we find out if him stepping on Code's face was simply a mistake, or if it truly meant that he was on a different level. And the simple answer is yes, he definitely lives up to the hype. But Code is surprised, as he didn't believe that it was actually going to be this easy to draw Boruto out. This may simply be because he is not smart, as stated by Amato and Boruto later on in the chapter, or that this is an action that he believed Kawaki would not have done. We know that Code is affected by the omnipotence and sees Boruto as Kawaki. So to Code, Boruto doesn't really care much about many people apart from Naruto. So he may be a bit surprised that Boruto would come out so easily, as he deems this action a bit out of the ordinary for Kawaki, which is why he states that if he knew that would be the case, he would have come a lot sooner. But this isn't Kawaki. This is Boruto, but not the old Boruto that we were used to. It's timeskip Boruto, which is why the dialogue is completely different. It almost seems like this is a completely different character. I can't wait to find out what happened to Boruto in the timeskip, because he is completely different from the Boruto that we saw pre-timeskip, as Boruto tells Code to withdraw every last one of his Claw Grimes while he still can, and if he does that, he will spare his life. But Code isn't having it, as he not only confirms that he met Boruto in the timeskip, but he also says that Boruto ran without doing anything, which is why he is surprised that Boruto is now saying that he can spare his life. But Boruto tells him to simply listen, or this time he won't get away with just one eye. This seems to confirm that Boruto is the one who scarred Code's eye, which was hinted towards in the first chapter of the timeskip, where Boruto stepped on Code's face, which made it clear that he was the one who gave Code his scar. And I love this, to be honest, because right now what we are seeing is a perfect trio relationship that Kishimoto is cooking right now, because look at the synergy and relationship that is currently being established right now. Kawaki scarred Boruto's eye, Boruto ends up scarring Code's eye, Kawaki took everything from Boruto, and Kawaki also took everything from Code. What is Kishimoto kicking up right now? The one thing I know is that the relationship right now between the three of them is going to be iconic, which is why I believe that Code won't die and won't remain a villain like the villains that we are used to. He will be the tritagonist alongside the deuteragonist Kawaki and the protagonist Boruto, which means that the real threat is now Code, but something completely different that we will end up finding out later on in this chapter. But Code made it clear that one of the reasons why he summoned Boruto in the village is so that he could meet his friends again. This is exactly what ends up happening, as Boruto and Sarada finally reunite, as we see Boruto who tells her, "Leave Code to me and go help the people that haven't been able to escape." Before fighting back, this has always been the Leaf's top priority. We have seen this multiple times in the past, like in the Konoha invasion, where the sand invaded the Leaf, and it appeared at first like they were losing because they did not fight back. But later on, after they successfully found refuge for the villagers, they ended up fighting back and eventually kicking the sand out of their village. This is exactly what is happening right now, and this could potentially be the reason why we don't see Mitsuki and Sumire in this chapter, as they are helping people escape and won't be fighting back until this process is done. done. This process may be near completion as we don't see any villagers in the streets. But that's not what Sarada is concerned about, as she wonders how Boruto is doing and if he is alright. Boruto says that they will talk about this later, but her job right now is to survive, just like he managed to do. But one of the things that people have noticed is that throughout their conversation, Boruto did not look Sarada in the eyes throughout the entire conversation, and this has generated a lot of different theories throughout the fandom. And when it comes to theories, we have to discuss Sasuke's potential death, as a lot of people believe that Boruto did not look at Sarada at all because he felt guilty for Sasuke's death, as he was unable to keep him safe. This is very interesting to me because Code feels like he won the fight versus Boruto, the fight that they had 2 years ago, and that may be because he killed Sasuke, and Boruto just ended up scarring his eye and didn't kill him. This is the main theory that is going around right now, but I don't necessarily agree with this. I don't think this is the case. Sasuke's death has too much importance. Kishimoto has taken time to write Sasuke in the story and won't kill him off in a flashback. Sasuke is alive, but we just don't know where he is. But I just feel like these theories will never disappear until we see Sasuke in the chapter, so we're just going to have to wait. So the main reason why Boruto doesn't look at Sarada is simply because they are not on the same wavelength. Boruto is clearly focused on him dealing with Code because Code has invaded the village and there is a looming threat that is approaching the world right now. And that seems like what Boruto is focusing on right now. And the most important thing is to deal with this, not necessarily to talk about what he has been dealing throughout the time skip, which is why he wants to focus on this fight and not necessarily on Sarada, who could bring back emotions that he has been trying to push aside. But not everybody is worried about this looming threat that only Boruto seems to know about, as everybody's main priority is to deal with the Claw Grimes, as they are taking over the village. As we see Shikadai use Shadow Biting Jutsu and paralyze 3 Claw Grimes, allowing Chocho to hit one of them. But what's very interesting is that they negate Shikadai's shadow paralysis by going through each other's claw marks that are on their chests. This happened so fast that it caught Chocho off guard, who almost got bitten by one of the Claw Grimes. But Energen comes and saves her, taking the Claw Grime away along with him. And we see Hima on that same bird. To be honest, I love seeing this, as we are seeing Team 10 be heavily involved in the story right now, and this has been the case ever since Kishimoto started writing. We have seen Team 10 a lot, and Kishimoto seems to have picked, out of all the teams that we have seen in the anime canon, it seems like Kishimoto picked Team 10 and decided that he was going to work with this team and cook an amazing storyline that Team 10 was also going to be a part of, because we see that they are capable of fighting Claw Grimes and do damage, which is a testament of them getting stronger in the time skip. However, using one of the tails, one of the Claw Grimes hits Energen's bird, which causes Hima to fall over, and that same Claw Grime attempts to bite Hima. However, Kawaki makes his way to their location. He flies and kicks the Claw Grime, saving Hima in the process, which allowed Energen to come and grab her. What is quite interesting is that we see the Claw Grime suddenly have a Renegon. I don't know if it means that Claw Grimes are evolving, but it is very interesting to see that they have the Renegon, which is a strong dojutsu even though it has no tomoes. That same Claw Grime uses one of the bodies of the fallen Claw Grime to come and hit Kawaki from the back. Pause no homo, but even though Kawaki reacts to that Claw Grime, he still ends up getting grabbed by the neck and slammed on the ground and forced to eat dirt. A lot of people have put Kawaki on fraud watch because of this, but let's not jump the gun. We clearly know that this Claw Grime was different, he had the Renegon, and they are not used to fighting versus these opponents who seem to have used some of Code's abilities. And remember, Kawaki is in base, and when we do see him activate his karma, he ends up turning them into ash. But it might seem like Kawaki is the Naruto of the time skip and Boruto is the Sasuke of the time skip, because back then Naruto is the one who appeared not to have grown too much stronger, and Sasuke was the one who who had gotten a lot stronger. It seems like it's the inverse right now, where Boruto is the one who looks crazy strong and Kawaki doesn't seem that strong, due to one of them being chased by everyone in the time skip and the other one who lived peacefully in the village. However, it hasn't been sunshine and rainbows for Kawaki during his time in the time skip, as it appears like Kawaki is holding on to guilt for what happened before the time skip. A lot of people believe that Kawaki was simply jealous and envious of Boruto, but that's not the full story. It's more that Kawaki wanted Boruto to become a stranger, a person that no one liked or cared about, so that he could kill him off and nobody would care. This is the wish that activated the omnipotence, which resulted in Boruto and Kawaki swapping their life, because what Kawaki wanted Boruto to become was what Kawaki saw himself as, a stranger that no one cared about. Kawaki didn't know about the omnipotence before this. This is not necessarily his fault, but it does seem like he feels some sort of guilt, as he doesn't want Hima to call him his brother, showcasing that he feels guilty for having things turn out this way. But Kawaki, Hima, and Team 7 have their hands full, as more and more Claw Grimes keep spawning and Kawaki and the rest prepare to kill them. What is interesting is we might get the chance to see Hima fight a lot more. We're going to get the chance to see potentially her use her Byakugan, other jutsus that she has developed during the time skip. If she ends up destroying one of the Claw Grimes by herself, that's enough for me. That's what I want to see, because we know that she has some crazy potential. We know that she's going to get her shine in the story, so I just can't wait to see what ends up happening in the future. But for now, the one who gets her shine is Sarada, as we see her use Fire Style to take down a Claw Grime, and she uses her Chidori to take down 2 other Claw Grimes back to back. This gives off a lot of Sasuke vibes, and I love to see that she is using her powers, and it definitely seems like she is going to be broken, as a lot of people around her put into question if she is really a Genin. Plus, she did not use her Mangekyou Sharingan abilities, so she is not fighting at full power. I can't wait to see what her new abilities are going to be, because she definitely awakened some sort of power in the time skip, and we saw that she awakened her Mangekyou Sharingan pre-time skip. So there's going to be abilities that she got that we don't know yet, and we're going to find out soon. They have to be broken, but I am very excited because I love the way Kishimoto is handling things. The pacing, the writing, everything is perfect in my eyes, and I trust that he will continue doing this for the chapters to come. But Sarada is not the only one who deals with Claw Grimes in this chapter, as when Boruto deals with Claw Grimes of his own, he ends up showcasing different levels of power in the way he defeats them. As just like the others, Boruto is surrounded by Claw Grimes, but unlike them, he is alone. But that doesn't matter, as when one of the Claw Grimes approaches him, Boruto touches his sword, and then we see a Claw Grime drop. We didn't even get to see him take out his sword completely, as when he touched his sword, he immediately put it back, and the job was done, and the Claw Grime was on the floor. This prompts the rest of them to try and jump him at the same time, but that doesn't matter to Boruto, who is surrounded by the Claw Grimes and uses one swing of a sword to kill all of them at the same time. This is what happens when you are chased for 3 years, lose your identity, can't eat burgers, and Sasuke becomes your master. You change, and Code notices this and knows that Boruto is not playing around, and Boruto tells him that if he continues, they will all be gone. But Code doesn't care, saying that they are all his tools, so their death doesn't matter to him. But Boruto doesn't view it the same way, as he tells Code that he doesn't truly understand the true horrors of the Ten Tails. This tells us that Boruto has a lot of information that we don't know about, which makes me question what Boruto has been doing in the time skip and what exactly he has experienced. But there is something truly wrong with these Claw Grimes, as we see one of the Claw Grimes bite a ninja, and that ninja turns into a tree alongside the Claw Grime. This is very interesting, and it's similar to what happened when Naruto destroyed one of the Zetsus with his Kurama Link mode. This is where we learn that these Claw Grimes look for Otsutsuki's, and when they find the Otsutsuki's, they bite them and transform into a chakra tree that produces a chakra fruit. Boruto already knows this, but still, he says that it is different because of the transformation that Code has added to the Claw Grimes, which is quite interesting. This is why Boruto tells Code to get rid of them right now, or the worst future is heading for them. This is quite interesting, and I can't wait to find out exactly what Boruto knows. But we know that Code is not going to listen to him, and he confirms it by saying that his objective is the worst outcome for the planet, as him planting a chakra fruit will result in the destruction of the entire planet. Boruto tells Code to tell him where the 10 Tails is and he will let him live. But Code believes that Boruto is stupid for saying that, and Boruto quickly responds by saying that he could easily kill Code, and tells him not to die in vain and do something useful for once. Boruto is him. He is really that nigga. Best new gen MC, and it's not even close. You guys have to remember that this is no limit to Code that we are talking about. Someone that is stronger than Jigen, the one who took Naruto and Sasuke down, no problem. And Boruto says that he would be able to easily beat a foe who is stronger than this. Yeah, Boruto is the strongest in the series right now. It is not close. Nobody comes close to him. He's the strongest. I don't want to hear anything else. He's stronger than Code and Kawaki. He would take both of them on combined and still win. I'm convinced. But Code says that he won't be the one who dies. But Code says that Boruto will be the one who dies, which is where Boruto tells him that there is no saving for this idiot. But the actual translation is kinda different. It is way harder and I prefer that one, but I won't be saying it in this video. Boruto and Code prepare to fight, and Boruto uses some sort of new type of Rasengan. I will be making a video on what type of Rasengan this could be, but it is called Hisogigo. I probably said it wrong. Please don't laugh at the way I said it. But we're going to be seeing the official translations on the 20th, so we're going to see what the name actually is. Maybe it is still Hisogyo, but we're going to find out very soon. Shunned from his hometown and now being chased. What kind of new power did Boruto gain in the time skip? What a chapter. I am lost for words for this chapter. This chapter is easily a 10 out of 10. I am just waiting for the next chapters to come. Boruto is really different. I am really loving the pacing right now. I love the writing. I love the threat that we're about to see. I want to see more Otsutsuki's. I maybe even want to see Momoshiki, man. I miss Momoshiki. That was my guy. We're going to have to see some of these people. One thing that I would like to see though is a little bit more of the old gen. I want to see what Shikamaru thinks. We didn't see him in that chapter. We didn't see Sumire. We didn't see Ida. We didn't see Damien. It's going to be very interesting. Mitsuki, also all these different people. It's going to be interesting to see how everything goes down, but I am enjoying everything. This time skip lived up to the expectations. This is exactly what we needed to know. There's a lot that we don't know, but the most important thing is where is Sasuke? And to find out where he may be, watch this video right here.